Okay, welcome everybody. John Zager. Um, this is the sixth video for YouTube on thought healing, the power of thought to heal, and my research that I'm doing to kind of experiment and see how this all works. What I've been doing the past week or so, the past 4 or 5 days anyway, is I've been listening to all of the testimonies of the people who have had horrendous illnesses that have recovered. And there are some commonalities amongst people, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. Um, Last week we worked on meditation, and I got a little more insight into that. Been doing that diligently. When we're awake, we're in beta, and when we're really anxious, we're in high beta. And above that is gamma, where no part of your brain is talking to no part of your brain or your body. And from beta, you drop down into alpha, and there's some possibility there that you can, I guess, do some meditation with your subconscious and get in contact with it past your analytical brain. But really, what we want to do is get to theta. Theta is where your body's asleep, your mind is awake, and you can communicate with your subconscious and get past your analytical mind. So that's what I've been working on. But the interesting stuff, I said we were going to talk about gratitude today, and the common theme amongst all the testimonials that I listen to, and I've listened to a lot of testimonials this last few days, and the one thing that seems to be common is that when these are these people with various physical diseases or illnesses working on their meditation, and when they can not, how would I say it, not be connected to time, body, or environment, they seem to respond really well at that point in time when they're in theta brainwave. And what happens, as near as I can understand, is that there's this incredible amount of gratitude that comes on, and they can foresee their illness dissipating, and intense emotion is attached to that, and nothing else matters. So that's sort of the process right at the peak time that thought interacts and resolves the physical disease. There's kind of a pinnacle right there, but the key element is gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. When we have gratitude in our lives, in our minds, it's pretty hard to be mad about anything, contest anything, um, resist anything. We're just in total submission, accept, believe, and surrender. And that's the second part. The gratitude is incredibly important in the recovery process through thought alone, in the meditation. They all talk about it. But the second thing that is as important is accept, believe, and surrender. They all seem to say, I just am over it. Whatever their disease is, I'm not going to have it anymore. It's gone. It doesn't exist. Um, it serves no purpose any longer. And I believe, accept, and surrender. Whatever the illness is gone. And they can foresee that. in the future, and they have this intense emotional, I guess, feeling of gratitude at that point. And it's at that precise moment they talk about the healing transpires. So it's again, I would encourage you guys to all go online and look up some of the testimonials of these people that are going through um, self healing. Um, like I had said before, my background is 38 years clinical psychology and the last 5 years doing research in self healing. I was thinking the last few days about it, and when this is 20 years ago and back, we were doing the same kinds of stuff, just under different language. The terminology was different. It just was different. Um, we had to get into people's subconscious, which is all the thoughts from the past that we live day to day, 90% of the time. And we needed to break those connections, erase those messages, and put in new scripts, new neurotransmitting transmitters of messages that are healthier and more positive, and take out the old stuff. Um, and the other thing we talked about back then, back in the day, was, you got to accept, believe, and surrender. We didn't exactly use those words, but it was the same concept. And the other thing that was very, very important was when a person was able to um, change their personality, so to speak, which changes their reality, there is a huge emotional outpouring from that individual, which today they're calling gratitude. Same difference, So a lot of this work has been going on. I know I've been doing it with clients for a lot of years, just again under different terminology and terms. The other thing is that I was treating people with compulsive disorders, addictions to various things, and um, we had a lot of people that just recovered. Um, and to the best of my knowledge, I haven't gone back checked everybody, but to the best of my knowledge, they no longer are addicted or have compulsive disorders. So um, those are the key elements that I wanted to just bring up. This is going to be kind of a shorter version today because, gosh darn, I've been going way too long, half hour, almost a half hour in a lot of these. So I'm going to try to keep this under 20 minutes. But my progress has been remarkable. Um, I'm in the middle of getting re-diagnosed by some specialists regarding my hypertension, which again is what I'm working on in the second half of each video. The numbers I haven't checked in a week or so, but I actually go to check Thursday and then next Monday again. But it's gone. I mean, it's not there. I mean, I don't have any desire any longer for hypertension to be in my life, and it serves no purpose for me, and my stress levels have reduced greatly. I've been doing meditations, as I had talked about before, with going through certain parts of my body and redoing each one, and constricted arteries and veins, and just redoing all that kind of stuff. And what I found was when I get rid of thoughts of my body, time, and the environment, and I just look at what does Dr. Joe Dispenza say, the blackness behind your eye. And if you just focus on that, it will lower you from beta to alpha to theta. And it's at that point that healing may take place. What I found what I found was that the depression, again, I wasn't overly depressed, but I was depressed, has subsided greatly. The anxiety, which probably was stronger than the depression, has also um, withered away. It's much, much less. Nothing seems as irrational as it was before. Um, I'm aware that the adrenal glands, which give off all the adrenaline and cortisol, are not doing that as much as they used to. Pituitary gland, releases hormone, goes down to the adrenal glands and releases those stress hormones, and those are gone. The other thing is that I've got more serotonin in my body for some reason. That stuff you get when you wake up in the morning makes you kind of want to get going. The dopamine, setting goals. Gosh darn, I just feel that inside my system. Um, so I'm getting results that way. I'm not going to check my numbers on blood pressure until Thursday and then again on Monday. But as far as I'm concerned, I I don't I don't know. Might fall over of whatever tomorrow, but as of right now, I don't have any interest in blood pressure and being I guess obsessed with hypertension and all that kind of stuff. My life is coming a little bit more in order as a result of taking all of the old scripts from the subconscious and just choosing to not hear them any longer. So throughout my day, when stuff comes into my head, I just say change, or I don't have any need to have that thought go through my head. So therefore, I'm erasing, some of these connections, neural connections, and I'm putting back in place of them positive things that are going to keep me away from living a life of survival and stress. The other part, just one last thing. I guess I kind of got a little excited there, but communicating with a higher power. Call it God, call it infinite intelligence, whatever. But I've been doing that. I've been making attempts to say, listen, I need your help at this point. I'm doing what I believe I need to do, but please tell me more. Instruct me more on what I need to do in order to get rid of the hypertension, depression, anxiety, and firing off the stress hormones. So having communication with that higher power, I think, is just really, really important. Um, so anyway, that's kind of the progress report. After I see the doctors on Thursday and Monday, I'm going to hold off and probably do one on Tuesday and that another video on Tuesday, and that's going to be the day that I'm going to talk about my actual numbers of the hypertension. Right now, I'm going with the theory that they're just lower, much, much lower, and um, I'm just praying that that's going to happen and that I'm doing the correct work in order to, through thought alone, reduce my hypertension, and we'll find out come Monday, Tuesday. So, lastly, johnzager@gmail.com is how you get money into my PayPal account. I self-support myself. Um, I'm sure in need of wanting to go to some further workshops. I'm sure in need of wanting to put on a workshop or seminar as well. If any of you feel like you would have an interest in having me come and talk or answer questions or whatever it happens to be, call me up, email me. I'm easy to get a hold of. I'm on LinkedIn under John Zager. I'm on Facebook, John Zager, and under Twitter, I believe it's Desert Isles. So again, jzager@gmail.com. Please, please, please drop in a few bucks. Drop in as much money as you possibly can. It just keeps this whole process going, and I'm looking forward to it. So again, I wish you all very, very well, and bless all of you, and thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you're kind of getting interested. It's starting to get good now, and I think it's only going to get better and better. So bless everybody, and see you all next week. Thanks.